Welcome everybody to Chase the Smoke. I'm Chase Urbanski. Today we're going to be cooking some baby back ribs on the Hunsaker smoker, and we're going to be turning it into the McRib. Let's get to cooking. So today we're actually going to be using some Smithfield baby back ribs. We're going to be using a couple different seasonings as well to sprinkle on the ribs, give it that nice flavor. Then we're going to be taking the ribs, wrapping them in a butter bath, which consists of butter, the brown sugar, and a mixture of our seasoning. And then we're going to be putting that back on the smoker. Smoker should be running around 275. And then after that's done, pull it off. And then we're going to be putting it in our loaf of bread. After that, we're going to be putting on some pickles, some pepperoncinis, and some onions, just for extra flavor. Let's get to it. So here we have about 2.5 to 3 pounds of pork baby back ribs. Definitely meaty ribs here. First, we're going to be pulling off the membrane. I like to use a knife to cut into it a little bit just to get a little piece of this silver skin. Once you're able to get a hold of it, just start pulling it up. Sometimes you can get it all in one piece. Other times you can't. Taking this off is definitely going to help it tender up. Also, it's going to help the seasonings get more into the meat. Going to want to square it up just a little bit. Probably take off one of these end bones here. Anything you feel that's going to poke through the foil for when we wrap it, you want to take that off. Also, anything you feel that is going to burn up, anything small, you want to take that off as well. To that, we're going to take our rubs. First and foremost, going to start with our jalapeno rub. A lot of heat to it. Also has good salt and pepper content as well. Put that down as a base layer. Then we'll do some sweet, some maple rub. And then to finish it off, we'll do some apple rub. Just trying to build up some layers. Pat that in. Also, you want to be sure to score each of the ribs, all the bones. That way it's easier to take them out once it's completely done. Flip it over, start the other side. Let it sit for 30 to 45 minutes or until it starts to sweat. That way the ribs really get into the meat. While we're waiting, we're gonna actually go and fire up the Hunsaker. So let's get started on that. Gonna be adding some royal oak on top of what was left from in there. Also, for fire starter, we'll be using our fire cups. Those work great. We also have some wood chunks in here as well. A couple of cherry wood chunks to be exact. Right now we're placing it on the Hunsaker. Gonna want to scrunch up the bones a little bit so that it sits nice and flat. We're gonna be cooking it at 275, give or take about an hour. We're gonna come back and check on it as we spritz it, and then we're gonna be pretty much cooking it until the color of doneness you'd like it. So here we're gonna be using our butter. We're doing this for our butter bath. It'll be consisting of butter, brown sugar, and seasonings. Get a good dose of brown sugar down. Then do your favorite rub. Maple, apple. Just a little bit more heat, a little bit more jalapeno. Also, if you want to put down your favorite barbecue sauce, that adds a little bit of in-depth flavor as well. Once it has great color, beautiful, beautiful ribs. You're gonna take it and we're gonna place it on for the butter bath. So we just set it down. We're also gonna be putting our butter on this side and our seasonings. So that way it tenders up both sides and the bones are that much easier to pull out when we're ready to put it on the bread. So we'll throw some brown sugar on the top. Do our seasonings. A little bit of jalapeno. Get some of our apple. We'll get some more butter. You're definitely going to want to get more of an oil-based butter because the real expensive butters that are actually real butter, those will burn. This is more of an oil base, so it's not going to burn as easily, if at all. I'm going to wrap it up. Try and wrap it as tight as possible. Make sure none of the bones poke through. Put her back on the smoker for about an hour. After about an hour, we'll come back, check the temp, also check for tenderness. Looking around between 200 to 210 degrees, or you know how tender it is. And then we'll put her on the bread. Now I'd like to take this time to give a shout out to Milos Meat Shop here in Gilroy. Awesome, great shop. Tons of meat to choose from. Tri-tip, brisket, ribs, Wagyu, you name it, he's got it. Go check him out here local in Gilroy off of 10th Street. He'll hook you up. Now that the ribs have been cooking for another hour, we'll be pulling these off. Perfect, nice and tender, just the way we like them. Then we're going to be removing the bones. That way they're not in the sandwich. Now that we got the ribs out, we're going to start getting the bread ready. Got a whole loaf here. So after you cut it down the middle, then you want to get some melted butter, and you're going to want to brush that on with a little bit of seasonings in it. Just going to brush that on. Then you'll take the ribs, set the ribs straight down on the bread. Now what I like to do is I like to also get some onions. I'm going to set some onions on here. I also have some pepperoncinis. A little bit more heat, a little bit more of that tang. And I have a few pickles as well. There you have it, the McRib. You grab this piece right here. Wow, sweet, savory, the barbecue sauce, the onions, everything, great. Going over our recap, we started off with some great baby back ribs, seasoned them, put them on the Hunsaker, got some color on them, took them off, put it in the butter bath, put them back on the Hunsaker, took them off the Hunsaker, pulled all the bones, got the bread all prepped up, set it on top of the bread, put on all of our garnishes, ready to eat. If you like this video, check out all of our other videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next cook.